Welcome to this guided practice to relieve pain and discomfort in the joints. I want you to get comfortable. You can do this sitting down or laying down. Take a moment to find a position you'll be comfortable in for a few minutes. And then go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to just bring your awareness to your breath. So noticing if you can feel air coming in and out of your body. And noticing where you feel that. So that might be in your nose or your mouth, your throat, your chest, or your abdomen. And we're going to work with the breath and our imagination or visualization. So I want you to feel or imagine or visualize now that on your inhale, nice deep breath, you're expanding through the whole rib cage, so out 360 degrees. And then exhaling, let the ribs soften back to where they started. And inhale, nice deep breath, expanding through the whole rib cage. And exhale, let everything relax. And we'll do a couple more breaths like that at your own rhythm, really feeling the expansion through your rib cage, through your torso as you're breathing. And now we're going to send our breath up through the whole spine. So starting at the base of the spine, the lowest point, inhaling, sending air all the way up through the spine, into the neck. And exhale, let everything soften. And as you inhale air into the spine now, I want you to feel or visualize or imagine that you're creating space between the bones, between the vertebrae. And exhaling, everything settles. As you inhale, you're creating a little bit of space in the spine. And exhaling, everything softens. And take a couple more breaths here into the spine. At your own rhythm. And we'll shift the breath now into the hips, so into your hip joints. Inhaling into the hips, both hips, creating a little bit of space. And exhaling, let everything relax. Inhaling, see if you can feel or imagine space between your leg bones and your pelvis, right in the joints. And exhale, everything relaxes. Take a few more breaths here into the hip joints so you feel that space. At your own rhythm. And on our next breath, we're going to move down the legs into the knee joints. Inhaling, sending air into the knee joints, creating a little bit of space between the bones. And exhaling, relax. Inhale into the knees, creating some space between the bones. And on your exhale, everything settles. And keep breathing here into the knees. Imagining or visualizing that space in the joints. And on our next breath, we'll move down to the ankles. So we're inhaling into the ankles, creating some space there. And exhaling, relaxing. Inhaling into the ankles, creating some space between the bones. And exhaling, everything settles. Feel or imagine that space in the ankles as you inhale. And exhaling, everything softens. And take a couple more breaths here into the ankles. And we're going to come back up through the legs, through the spine, and out into the shoulders now. So we're inhaling into the shoulders, both shoulder joints, sending air into the shoulders. And exhaling, soften. Inhaling, creating some space, sending air into the shoulders. And exhaling, letting them settle. Inhaling, feeling a little more space between the bones, right in the shoulder joints. And exhaling, everything relaxes. And take a couple more breaths at your own rhythm into the shoulders. And our next breath, we're going to send into the elbows. Inhale, sending air into both elbows. And exhale, relax. Inhale, sending air right into the elbow joints, creating some space. And exhaling, the joints soften. Inhaling, creating space between the bones and both of your elbows. And when you exhale, they settle. And take a couple more breaths here into the elbows, feeling or imagining that space. And our next breath will send into the wrists, sending air into the wrists between all of those little bones in your wrists. And exhaling, relax. Inhaling, feeling or imagining that space between all of the bones in both wrists. And exhaling, letting them soften. Inhaling even a little bit more space into the wrists. And exhaling, letting all of the bones settle. And take a couple more breaths here into the wrists. And our next breath, we're going to send into the whole body, feeling the whole body expand a little bit, creating space in the whole body. And exhaling, relax. Inhaling, feeling or visualizing or imagining space through the whole body, filling up with your breath. And exhaling, everything softens. And one more really deep breath here into your whole body. And as you exhale, let everything settle. And let your breath return back to a comfortable rhythm now. Thank you for joining me for this practice.